dogs at the dog track that forever chase the rabbit but never catch it.
So what's the way out?
The way out relates to a lot of the things that we've been talking about. It's understanding what's really going on. It's experiencing the truth with a capital T of things, and it's starting to play the human game, which is the big game we're all here playing, in a different way, of which the money game is a subset. And when you begin to, let me share a metaphor that I'm fond of sharing to explain what I mean here. I share the metaphor of sun and clouds. If you look at who we really are, which we talked about before, the author, the writer, the creator, that has more power than you can possibly imagine, who we all really are. You look at a writer sits down to write a story, they're omnipotent. They could write anything happening to anybody in any way. And who we really are is the same way, except can do it in a three-dimensional way in what we call the physical universe. So that's who we really are, this massive amount of power that can create anything. And so imagine that that's the equivalent of the sun. The sun is, when you look at it, it just reeks of power, energy, heat, you know. So it's a good metaphor for who we really are, the author, the creator. In order to come here and have this human experience, which is to experience being human and all the things that come with it, the most important part of which is emotion, by the way, it's the equivalent of putting a very solid, dense layer of cloud cover in the way that blocks the experience of that sun. If you're at the beach and the sun's out and you're feeling the heat on you and a bunch of clouds come in, you notice that it feels cooler and you notice that it gets darker. So imagine that, but instead of it being smoky, wispy clouds, imagine it being solid and dense like steel or diamonds or something that's blocking you from being able to experience that sun of who you really are. And that's by design. It's in order to have a variety of human experiences that are unique to being a human. That's why the creator created this whole story. So as long as you are experiencing the human game with that cloud cover in place, blocking you from experiencing the sun of who you really are, you're going to lose games like the emotions game, like the business game and the money game. You're going to lose games like the I want to be happy game. You're going to lose games like the to one extent or another. I realize it varies in the world that you're talking about, but if you look that you live in, Ben, but if you look at the world at large, most people lose the health game. When you begin to go into that cloud cover, which is what my earlier work was about, and you begin to drill tunnels through it and poke holes in it and undermine the structural integrity of it and knock out big chunks so that more of the sun of who you really are that's always been there, just hidden,
that's awesome,
starts to shine through, everything can change, including your experience of money, and you can start playing the money game and the health game and the emotionships game and the relationships game and the spiritual game and every other game that's part of the human experience in a radically different way when you knock out enough cloud cover. And that's what my work's been about, helping people to do that after doing it myself, and that's the best way that I can explain it. When you knock out enough cloud cover, you experience the truth with a capital T, not understand some cool philosophy, but you experience the truth of everything in a deep and profound way. When that sun starts to shine through,
that's awesome,
everything that it shines on changes. And you therefore can start playing the money game in a very different way where you can, in fact, win.
So
it doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire or a billionaire or never have ups and downs, but it means that everything that needs to get funded will get funded through a really fun, cool story.
And it'll be sunny.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a millionaire, you'll be out in the sun, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the interesting thing. I went through a time in my life, and I said, I look back on the year that just ended, and I said, in that year, I did everything that I wanted to do. Not everything that's theoretically possible, but everything I wanted to do last year, I did. How much money did that really take? And I was shocked at how little it really took. Now, different people, different stories need more money to fund the things that are part of their stories, and so the answer to that would be different. But when you're playing in the sunshine, you don't have to save for a rainy day. You don't have to plan for retirement. That might happen, but you don't have to, like in the world when the cloud cover's in place. So everything's different. And the money takes care of itself. However, it takes care of itself through whatever story, through whatever experience. And the one thing that's guaranteed is whatever needs to get funded will get funded. And if it's a big number, then a big number will show up in your story. And if it's not, fantasies aside and all the stuff we're conditioned with growing up aside, then if it's a smaller number that really is all that's required to really float your boat and have you live the life that you really want to live as who you really are, then it'll be a smaller number. But the guarantee is it won't be a problem. It won't be perceived as a struggle. There won't be any issue. It's a completely different way of experiencing business and money and career, like what we talked about before is a completely different way of experiencing emotions. And again, I got to say, none of this is theory. This is all something that you can see. This is something that you can experience. Theories don't do you any good if you want to make a practical change in your life. And my life has all been about practical, not just cool ideas.
But they are cool ideas, Robert, I got to tell you.
It can be both. A cool idea can lead to a practical change, but there's so many cool ideas out there that take you nowhere. They're just dead ends.
Yeah, well, that's one of the greatest things about a really cool idea is that you can use it. There's so much more I want to talk about, Robert. We're just flat out of time. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your work very, very much. Website is robertscheinfeld.com. You guys, I totally encourage you to get the Busting Loose from the Money Game. If you're in business, get the Busting Loose from the Business Game book, as well as the Ultimate Key to Happiness. And check out Robert's blog, robertscheinfeld.com. Thank you, Robert. God bless you, man. Good luck with everything, and I hope we get to talk again soon. Take care, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That was Robert Scheinfeld. Man, I love that guy's work. We're going to continue talking about connective tissue tomorrow on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Managing your business and customers isn't easy, huh? SnapForce customer relationship software may be just what you need. SnapForce CRM is a software solution that helps you manage everything important about your customers, from sales to marketing to service and support. All of your customer information is right there at your fingertips for easy access. It's time to take control of your business in a snap. Get your free trial at snapforce.com. That's SNAPFORCE.com. Snapforce.com.
The experts at Web.com want to build your business a successful website for free, just like we did for these current Web.com customers.
We've used and looked at other website designers, but there's nobody better than Web.com.
Web.com can build your website in as little as 7 days free. Plus, we'll promote it on all the major search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing. If after 30 days you're happy, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
If you're in business today and you don't have a web presence, you won't be taken seriously.
Call right now and you'll also get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website, powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider.
Call 800-297-0154. That's 800-297-0154.
No upfront charge for site build, after which ongoing fees apply. Rights to site are relinquished when canceled. Domain included during